Coming up on Mountain News at 6, a Pike County man accused in an April shooting death faces a judge. We'll have the latest from the courtroom and hear from the victim's family. And a Floyd County man is behind bars accused of murdering a woman in the Beaver community.
And one of the busy travel days is tomorrow. We'll have a look at that travel forecast coming up.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
A Pike County man accused of manslaughter in the April death of another Pike County man appeared in court this morning for arraignment, one day after turning himself in to police. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has the latest from the court.
Paul Coleman appeared before Judge Eddie Coleman Tuesday, charged with manslaughter in the April 5th shooting death of Greeley Brandon Hurley.
He's got 3 daughters. One's 5, one's 7, and one's 8. They were devastated the next day, crying for their dad, said, "Why did that man kill Dad?"
A citation said Coleman turned himself into the Pike County Sheriff's Office Monday after a warrant was issued for his arrest.
Paul says it's self-defense, but he shoots Brandon 2 times.
Special Prosecutor Tony Skeens was brought in for the case. He asked the court to hold Coleman in custody on the current $250,000 cash bond and to rule no contact between Coleman and Hurley's family, saying there was evidence of inappropriate social media contact with the victim's mother.
Paul now has been on social media talking to me about vulgar things.
Coleman's attorney asked to lower the bond, calling the amount excessive, and asked the judge to have him moved to the Letcher County Jail. Judge Coleman said he will consider lowering the bond once a motion is filed, but he does not know if moving Coleman to another jail is possible.
I don't know if Letcher County wants to pay the house in for a Pike County crime,
Hurley's mother says the family was glad to see Coleman in court, saying they have been seeking justice for Brandon for months.
And we're finally getting something done because we started a movement on Facebook, Justice for Brandon Bacon Hurley. And we finally got something done.
Now they say they are ready for answers and accountability.
That's a lot better for the family. I think it's a little bit of happiness, but it'll be better for the girls to get a little bit of closure once he gets convicted.
In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Coleman is set to appear for a pretrial conference March 18th at 1:30 p.m. A Floyd County man is behind bars after investigators say he murdered a woman in the Beaver community last week. Kentucky State Police responded to a call Friday regarding an unresponsive woman. Troopers arrived to find 35-year-old Sarah Sloan with a fatal gunshot wound. Investigators arrested 35-year-old Joshua Gayhart that night and charged him with tampering with evidence. By Monday, they say there was enough evidence to also charge him with murder.
Going further into the investigation, doing more interviews, obtaining new information, the body was sent to the medical examiner's office. That's when we were able to obtain the information to be able to go get a warrant on Joshua Gayhart for the charge of murder.
Gayhart was taken to the Floyd County Detention Center. He was expected to be arraigned today. A Southern Kentucky man accused of murdering his neighbor is indicted by a grand jury. James Gleason is facing multiple charges, including murder and possession of a handgun by a convicted felon. He's accused of shooting and killing his neighbor, Adam Roark, on October 8th outside his home on Dogwood Lane in Somerset. Police say Gleason called 911 and admitted to the shooting, claiming that his neighbor had been torturing him for 5 years with what he called direct energy weapons. Gleason is due in court for his arraignment on December 4th. In Bell County, a judge has accepted a plea deal for an Eastern Kentucky man indicted in connection with the death of a baby. Harvey Gallahan was charged with murder and 3 counts of first-degree criminal abuse for the July 2023 death of 17-month-old Elena Hembry. According to WRIL, Gallahan pleaded guilty today to 3 lesser charges of second-degree criminal abuse, and his murder charge was dismissed. Gallahan was sentenced to 5 years for each of those counts, which will run consecutive to one another. Thanksgiving is almost here, and some cooler weather will be arriving for it. First Alert meteorologist Eric Dean has our first look at the big travel forecast. Eric?
That's right, Steve. Take a look here at the flight delays throughout the region. All is quiet As of right now, across the nation, Dallas-Fort Worth has a little bit of a flight delay there, 26-minute flight delay. All in all, though, everything else from coast to coast not looking bad at all. So let's go ahead and take a look here at your forecast. If you're traveling throughout the Midwest tomorrow, temperatures in the 30s and 40s. Cedar Rapids will go to 35, Green Bay 35, 38 in Indianapolis, La Crosse 30, upper 20s near Sioux Falls, 40s from Louisville down to Bowling Green. Throughout the New England states, we have temperatures in the 40s and 50s. Boston will make it to 58, 63 in New York City, 70 in D.C. Down in Florida, look at that. Temperatures in the low to mid 80s. Fort Myers, 86, 85 Orlando, Jacksonville, 82, New Orleans, Mobile, 70 degrees, 51 in Memphis. Throughout the southwestern portion of the U.S., temperatures in the 50s and 60s. Albuquerque will go to 57, Colorado Springs, 50 degrees. And then the northwestern portion, Casper, 45, Rapid City, 36, 41 in Billings, Montana, Jackson, Wyoming, 39, 48 degrees will be the high in Boise. So if you're traveling, make sure you check the flight information and the weather conditions for your destination. Right now, live pinpoint Doppler radar showing some rain throughout the south and southeastern portion of the WYMT viewing area. I'll have your complete first alert forecast coming up in a few minutes. Steve.
Eric, thank you. Governor Andy Beshear is joining 19 other states and D.C. in a lawsuit challenging new federal housing policy changes proposed by the Trump administration. The governor says the changes would cut more than $15 million in HUD funding to Kentucky, putting about 700 households at risk of returning to homelessness and more than 1,200 Kentuckians at risk of losing their housing. The suit argues the policy would cap funding for permanent supportive housing and force states to reapply for money already approved by Congress. Attorney General Russell Coleman says a new settlement with East Kentucky Power Cooperative will keep electric bills from jumping for hundreds of thousands of Kentucky families. The agreement, which still needs PSC approval, would limit rate increases to under $5 a month. EKPC also cannot seek another rate hike for 3 years. Coleman says the settlement is a way to keep energy affordable while supporting future growth. Now, this settlement with East Kentucky Power has nothing to do with the rate increase proposal by Kentucky Power, which is an American Electric Power or AEP company. Laurel County deputies say a man is facing charges after they found him chasing cars and throwing rocks at passing drivers. It happened yesterday morning on Old Whitley Road, about a mile south of London. Deputies say when they arrived, they found 63-year-old Gregory Houston under the influence and also found a glass pipe with a white crystal substance. Houston was arrested and charged with public intoxication and possession of drug paraphernalia. Also in Laurel County, deputies say a man is facing DUI charges after a single vehicle crash southeast of London. It happened Saturday on Rough Creek Road when a black Chevy pickup hit two mailboxes and landed in a ditch. Deputies say they found 62-year-old Troy Blanton behind the wheel with a strong odor of alcohol and slurred speech. He was arrested and charged with driving under the influence and driving on a suspended license. Police say there's been a big problem in one neighborhood when parents or guardians arrive to pick up their kids at school. Berea police say too many drivers are parking their cars along and even in a busy roadway at Silver Creek Elementary. They say there's been some close calls and safety is at risk. WYMT's Phil Pendleton shows us what police did today to help solve the problem.
It's just after 1 o'clock on Tuesday, and people are lined up nearly an hour early to pick up their kids at the end of the school day.
Most parents are at work, and it's a lot of grandparents picking up these kids.
Pickup drivers didn't want to show their faces on camera, but many did acknowledge the parent pickup line has caused some traffic issues outside Silver Creek Elementary.
This is a good school. It's just this. Yeah, the traffic is the problem.
It's been so bad in the past that police say some cars parked in the road have nearly caused some crashes. Police say they're tired of warning people, and now they will issue citations or even tow cars in the road.
There's not that many that usually lines up out here anyway. There's about 5 to 10 people, but yeah, it's dangerous, this curve right here, and it's not enough room for everybody to get around.
And Berea police tell me that in some cases, some parents and guardians have arrived hours before the end of school, some getting there as early as 11 o'clock in the morning. They say they are trying to keep up communication between the school and parents and everyone to make sure they can solve this problem. Silver Creek Elementary leaders have told parents and guardians the gate will open at 1:50 p.m.
To me, they ought to go ahead after the kids go in for recess and just open up the gate and let us start lining up.
But people used to park in that curve and back it up to 1016 right there with their turning signal on, just waiting in line, just holding up the road right there too.
Madison County school leaders say parents arriving to pick up children early has been an issue at other schools as well. In Madison County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
We did not see police issue any citations to cars parked in the road today. A legal battle in eastern Kentucky over millions of dollars meant for community projects. The Lexington Herald Leader reports the Bluegrass Community Foundation has filed a federal lawsuit. It's suing Donna Salyer for creating a new charitable fund with the same name as the Magoffin County Community Foundation. That fund has been around for more than 23 years, and its founder died last year, leaving millions in his estate intended for the original fund. The lawsuit claims that Salyer is trying to redirect estate assets and donations to the new foundation.
All right, in just a few minutes, we're going to discuss the rain chances this evening, and we'll see a quiet but cool Thanksgiving Day. But if you're traveling this weekend, that could be impacted. Details from the First Alert forecast coming up.